I'm going to tell you all about my banjo. This, yes, is my 150-year-old electric banjo, my favorite instrument. Excited to tell you all about it. First off, cosmetically, this looks a little insane. This is not a pickup, just a doily. This is simply a doily that I got from the thrift store for $2 that serendipitously has the same amount of points as my banjo has brackets. So got some floral wire and pinned every point to a banjo bracket. Look at that, looks lovely. This was a homemade tailpiece that was made by the fellow who I bought this from. He sent it to me with a piece of copper that I wrapped around the end pin. And I don't know if the sun's going to be very nice to us today. These are Nalgut strings. This is a necklace pendant that is held on with the tension of the strings up there. Just cello looking pins, sorry, not pins, tuning pegs. And you can kind of see some artifacts of either a repair or a factory mess up, perhaps. I bought this from Mark of Yellowstone Jewelry. He has a website and a Facebook page. I'll put those in the description. This was $350 under a tab of primitive banjos. It was not a very expensive banjo even when it was made. It was, there's no markings on it, but he does estimate it to be from about the 1870s based on the brackets and the hardware on the back as well. So, look at that back. Look at all the stuff that's in there. This is the heart of the electronics here. There looks like there's a lot, but there's really not a ton. This right here is the actual microphone. This is a realistic lapel microphone from Japan from the 80s. It is just a singular microphone that has a big coil. It's held in with tension with a matchstick, but the coil goes inside this bolster, which is made of leather. It's the only thing actually touching the Nomex banjo head. But on the other side, the wire comes out and is coiled in this little pack that has some extra batteries. The batteries go in here. This is just a guitar, like a 1/4-inch jack with a battery in it that powers this microphone. If I just plugged this microphone into a guitar amp or a mixer, that's all I would need. That is the entirety of the microphone system. But I like playing at open mics and shows that, you know, would require something more like an acoustic-electric guitar. So I like to, so this entire thing is basically to switch this from a guitar 1/4-inch output to a 1/4-inch input. So what I do is I put it in here. There's an actuator here to turn it up and down. I don't normally do that. I normally keep it all the way up. And now it's just like a guitar where there's an output jack and you can plug any old house line jack into it and you're good to go. This has never given me any problems. The worst that'll happen is this little button battery in here goes bad and I keep some extra batteries in there and it takes about, you know, a minute and a half and I'm good to go. So this is literally just like a volume box that I took apart and put back on a cigar box side, and it's held on with the brackets that were already in the banjo with tension. This is not touching any actual material that's making sound, so all of this really doesn't, except for that bolster, none of this really touches, none of it affects the sound, and the bolster gives it a nice even temperament. I don't know. Temperament's not the right word, but everything sounds great. I think I'm tuned A, D, A, D, E, I want to say. I could be wrong. Tell me in the comments, what's this tuned to? But I love this thing. Sorry that I talked all about how it's electric and I'm not even giving you a sound sample of how that's supposed to sound, but you know what? I don't have video editing software, so I'm just going to take this video off of my iPod and I'm going to post it straight to YouTube. So if you want to get a sound demo of it, maybe that's a future video. But that's kind of the story of how I came across this. I'm sure there's things I'm forgetting, but I love this instrument. I want to make a replica of it so I can, you know, toss it around and play around with it and gig with it without worrying too much about its safety. So all of this, the reason it's not very invasive is because I'd like to be able to take it all out and put it in a, maybe not sturdier, this is very sturdy as a banjo, surprisingly for how old it is. It's built like a rock. But I would like to have a modern instrument with probably a modern scale. This is about 2 frets shorter than a typical banjo nowadays, a typical open back at least. So I might give it a few more inches scale length and put all this junk in there, set this aside for posterity and for playing on the porch and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe I'll do some more performances on this thing for YouTube before I do that. But this is my thing. This is my passion project of the past couple years, putting this all together. And now I enjoy performing with it a couple times a month, teaching with it, and showing it off to people who are interested. I love it. I hope you were interested, and I hope you love it as well. There she is.